And it is Thursday night Chargers football. That's right, guys. Let's get it, man. All right. Well, yeah. So, this is gonna be this might be kind of a quicker episode, to be honest. There's not a whole lot to talk about, but there's some fun things that we can got going on. But it kind of, in a large part, it kind of depends on you, the fans, and how much you guys want to chat and talk to me tonight, so, because I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. I mean, this week it's actually been pretty quiet, besides the 4th of July celebrations, and we'll get into that. But we also have, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's coming up. Obviously, we all know that training camp is right around the corner. And so that is going to be an excellent and wonderful experience for everyone who actually attends. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that, talk a little bit about some projections. We can talk about some camp battles a little bit here and there. Maybe just get your guys' opinion on like what you guys think is going to actually be, the breakout players for the year and stuff. So, but yeah, man, it's exciting. It's very exciting times, because right now, as my brothers and I always say, is that really the season starts with training camp, and when we actually the fans are actually able to go out there and see the players play, see them doing their thing, get some interaction with them, all that stuff. So this is when the season begins. And so with that, let's get into it, guys. So, Bolt Bros, let's go.
What's up, Pyramid, man? You watching the Bolt Bros podcast. Stay tuned.
Shout out blue dreams, stadium lights gleam. Bolt Bros on the beat, lead stream. Chargers rocking speeds, Sonic Supreme. From the podcast to the field, we're a team. Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bolts in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.
All right, guys. All right. So yeah, man, training camp is here, starting next week. So drop some H's in the chat if you actually have gotten tickets to go to camp, because I know they sold out within minutes of it actually opening up at, I believe, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, man, because we got all the H's on our team. We got Harbaughs, we got Herberts, we got Hamptons, we got Harris, we got another Herbert, we got Ortiz. H for Harbaugh, H for H. Yeah, H is all day, baby. Yeah, man, I believe in this team, man. We can start doing those D-generation H's or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, man. Okay, I seen some H's in the chats. We got Miguel's got an H there. We got Pappy's got some H's. That's what's up, Pappy. How you doing, my man? We got White Bull Deadpool up in the chat. Let's go, baby. All right, yeah. Some lasers here, yo. Yeah. Well, I'm excited though, guys. I mean, unfortunately, I'll say this is that there's just no way that I was able. I personally am not going to be able to be there for the opening weekend. So I'm sorry to kind of say that. Yeah. I know, shocking, right? Shocking. But I will be able to show up for the final week of training camp, and that's going to be totally awesome. I'm going to be kind of through a bunch of stuff, and I'm finally going to be able to have some time to do some stuff. So I'm excited. I'm super excited for that one. Oh yeah, Miguel. Yeah, you're asking if I'm going to be able to go to hang on a second, to Brazil. No, I'm definitely not going to be able to go to Brazil. Unfortunately, that's just too much money for my own blood. Yeah, the Hall of Fame game, I honestly really wanted to go to that one as well, but no, again, it's the situation too with my work, that I'm not going to be able to make that game happen either, so but that's okay. That's totally okay. I'll try and set up a little, maybe we'll do a watch party or something like that. Could be something, could be a or maybe I'll just kind of set up a local kind of meet and greet with some people to kind of watch the game together. That could be something. I don't know. There's some ideas that I had right there, so yeah. What's up, George? How you doing, my man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Chargers Country on Twitter's or I guess it's X now, whatever. Hey, what's up, man? Thank you for reposting the stream. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Heck yeah, that's awesome. Anyways, so let's kind of just chat. Let's just chat for a little bit, So training camp, guys. So you guys are all obviously already saying that you've got your tickets for it, So hey, that's awesome. Good for you. Super stoked. Hopefully make sure you guys bring some stuff. Become prepared, obviously, Bring some stuff that you want to get signed because 100% the players will show up after the practice is done over to the stands or like over to where the fans are hanging out and stuff like that, they will come to in the shaded area. So go ahead and you line up or whatever when things are done, and people will sign stuff. This hat right here, I got a bunch of signatures from a bunch of players and stuff like that, So be prepared, bring some stuff that you want your the players to sign. They'll do it, man. They're not always gonna do it, but hey, man, I will admit this. As far as I understand, Justin Herbert does not like his name being called out and kind of people screaming his name and doing things like that. He's very much an introvert and stuff like that. So, but obviously you need to get his attention somehow. So I don't know what you got to do to do it, but besides call his name or whatever. Maybe start chanting MVP or whatever like that, or just start chanting some stats to him or whatever like that, or maybe talk to him about fishing. How about that? Throw out some some stats about the biggest fish you ever caught or whatever like that. Try and get his attention that way. Be creative with it. That's kind of what I would say. Oh yeah, Pappy, that's a good point there too. There is a this weekend at Paradise Point. Hey, I'm going to pull that up here. I'm going to pull that up and bring that into the chat here. Let's see, Swoop and D, right? Swoop and D tailgate. That's always been my my yearly tradition is going to that, but I unfortunately I'm not going to be able to make it happen though. Again, I'm super bummed. But let me copy that thing and throw it in here. Totally forgot about that. Thank you for bringing that up, Pappy. Let me put this up here, make a little slide for it, kind of make it a little presentable. You know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, we got to keep things profesh around here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yes, sir. There you go. Yeah, so we got the Swoop and D tailgate happening on Paradise Point. They're in San Diego, California. It's the same location as always, starting at 11 a.m. But you can feel free to get there early. Don't mind that. 6 p.m. Till 6 p.m. It is a charity event, so they are going to be requesting. You can bring some backpacks filled with some school supplies and stuff, and you can put your name in the raffle because of that. And in fact, that's actually how I won my Justin Herbert jersey. From J-Rock and stuff. So yeah, man, go ahead and do all that. Obviously there's gonna be a couple players there. So bring some some things that you want to get signed as well. This always good vibes. People just hanging out doing a cornhole tournament. Yeah, man. You can take a picture in that what's it called, the go-kart helmet that the fans have bought from the stadium before they left San Diego. So man, give it a shot. It's gonna be real cool. It's a really good time. Like I said, it's one of those events that I always like to go to, and I unfortunately have to miss this year, and so I'm kind of bummed about that for sure. So it's kind of so if you guys go, have one, pour one out for me. It's gonna, as missing your lost homies or something like that. So, but man, I definitely recommend it. So yeah, have a good one. There is a couple other events going on here. I wanted to talk a little bit about them too. Well, maybe not. Maybe not just yet. Maybe not just yet. Yeah. There's a couple other events I know about going on. So yeah. Players going out there. Yeah. So let's see. Oh yeah, exactly. That's a great idea, White Bolt, Ted Bolt. In order to get Justin Herbert's attention, ask him how many briskets he plans on smoking this year. Yes, yeah. Hey, ask him if he's bought his briskets already. How he buy a bunch. Got to store them, keep them ready. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man. Hey, meet up with Miguel. Meet up with Pappy at the Paradise Point. So yeah. And thank you, George, for that invitation to everybody. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the video. It really helps us out on the channel. And share with your friends a little bit, because that's really what we really like as well. It's like just if you haven't, if someone hasn't heard of the Bolt Bros, then are they really a fan of the Chargers at this point? Are they? Can you really say you're a fan if you haven't heard of the Bolt Bros? That's just kind of what I'm saying. Just kidding. I tease, for sure. Anyways, but the Bolt, there's a lot of good stuff going on. So when it comes to the getting to the stadium or whatever, there is a parking at the hotel. It's like kind of like just around the corner from the Bolt. I believe it's like the I think it's closer to the airport. Where the parking is. And I believe it's like, just so you guys know, it's about $10 to park there. But they do have, at least if it's like it was last year, they have a, that's right, Kiefer. So humble. We just have some jokes. We got some jokes. That's it. Anyway, so I'm saying, there's a parking structure and there's a shuttle that will take you from the parking structure all the way to the Bolt. And that's really convenient, super easy to do. The shuttle goes basically every single time, and it's super easy. You drop off, pick up, all that stuff. But just remember too, there is a clear bag policy. It's much like a stadium. The bag can't be more than 4.5 by 6.5 inches. And so prohibited. Don't bring like big cameras. There. With big lenses or like noisemakers and stuff to the game or to the stands and stuff like that. It's stadium rules, guys. And just remember too, obviously get there early, so you can make sure you get the good spots, so that way you can be ready for the signings and the signatures and stuff like that. Because like they will fill up and stuff. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. Bring all the big items. Yes, bring all the big items. Yeah, that would be terrible. Yeah. So, White Bull Deadpool says he's seen a fan in Chargers fan in Lake Tahoe on 4th of July. He liked my Black Bolt. Hey, that's what's up, man. Hey, if you had the other one, you could have handed it to him, but that's what's up. Yeah, man, you should invite him to subscribe or something like that. That'd be cool. Yeah. Let's see. Hang on a second. George says, how many touchdowns will Omarion Hampton have this year? Ooh, I'm gonna go with 15 total. So I'm gonna say it could be some passing, could be some running touchdowns. I got high hopes for him for sure. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, Pappy, you'll get that VIP. Oh, and so we're hopeful to get some VIP passes too. We're still working on some stuff like that for sure. So. Let's see what else can I say. By the way, so there is apparently a 15% off merchandise pop up going up for season ticket members at the Charger store in El Segundo. I found that out. I was doing some digging and stuff like that. So after camp or whatever, you can head over to the Chargers store in El Segundo. And if you're a season ticket holder, you can get 15% off. So that'll be pretty awesome. So keep that in mind, guys. That'll be rad. Yeah. And by the way, okay, of course, I was gonna say this too. So if you had your chance, you missed out on the tickets for this upcoming weekend. Obviously not tomorrow or whatever like that, but starting next Thursday. But on Monday, you should be able to start getting tickets for the week of the 21st to the 26th, I think is any of those days. So on Monday, you should be able to start getting tickets for the following week. So on the 14th, you'll be able to get tickets from the 21st to the 25th. So just keep that in mind, guys. Yeah. So, well, but it's exciting. It's exciting. Yeah. So Mark Davis is saying I'm a mini Conklin. Wait, I can see that. Right now, I'm mostly a mini Eric Weddle right now. So yeah, that's kind of like the rule right now, So yeah. Craig Rogers asked a quick question. What about Najee Harris injured his eye and the fireworks gone wild? Did you hear about that? Yes, I did. So, well, let's just chat about that real quick. So, odds, the odds of that happen are so crazy. So he must have been out there doing some stuff with some actual, family or some friends or something like that. Because there's no way that he was actually out in some professional group, and got hit blasted in the eye with something. So. But yeah, it's obviously pretty dangerous, Like, in fact, my wife actually just told me that apparently out in Russia, where she's from, there's some people that were shooting at each other with Roman candles, and apparently, so this is how the story went. So apparently the Roman candle went into her ear, and it went into her the canal and into her brain, and she died. So that's freaking wild, guys. I've never heard of that before. I've never heard of someone dying from a Roman candle. Just that little the little pebble that comes out and stuff like that, So that's just crazy to me. Imagine just that, though. I mean, how many videos have we seen where people are shooting at each other with the Roman candles and stuff, So it's funny. I mean, it's not funny when someone dies, but it's funny when you see it happening and stuff, and people shooting at each other and stuff, But man, anyways, But yeah, so it's kind of a bummer that not happened to Najee, So he's gonna be out there like Nick Fury now, He's gonna have a freaking eye patch and stuff like that. So that'll be crazy. So, but I have high hope for him still. Apparently, it's only superficial. He's still gonna be out there playing. I think he's gonna be able to put up at least 12. I would say 12 to 16 touchdowns as well, between passing and rushing touchdowns and stuff like that. So. That'll be awesome. So, yeah, excited for that. But yeah, guys. So I'm super jealous, like I said, that I'm not going to be able to be out there for week 1 of training camp because I miss seeing the boys and the powder blues and the navies and all that stuff, So, but on that note, when it comes to the jerseys. That's right, bros. Are y'all excited for the new uniforms? I'm freaking out, man. White Bull Devils. I can't wait till they drop, dude. Same for sure, man. Look, they come out. They are going to get revealed on Tuesday, the 15th. So drop your guys' number 1 predictions in the chat. While I discuss too. It's honestly. So for me, I really do think that the jersey is going to be I mean, my money is more on a royal jersey refresh, kind of similar to the throwback of the 70s or something like that, But if my hopes are that it's actually going to be a refresh of the classic navy jersey with the inside the white bolt, So it's going to be that the all navy head to toe, navy helmet. With the bolt with the white inside of it, and the same with the numbers and stuff like that, So that's kind of what I'm hoping for, and especially because it just makes the jersey that I have for Justin Herbert all that much more valuable because it's closer to what something that he's actually going to be worn and stuff like that, So that's awesome, man. That's what I hope for. That's what my fingers are crossed for. Those two things. But what do you guys think? So let me catch up on chat while you guys are talking about that. So George is saying he can't wait for Tyler Conklin. So that'll be awesome. Yeah, it's almost time for that jersey reveal. That's what's up. LOD says he lives in KC, would love to make it out to the training camp Sunday. Yeah, man. Yeah, that'd be awesome, dude. That'd be what's up. Roland says, I hope the new unis are worth the wait. I hope so too. And I don't think they're going to be too much different than what we've seen before, though, to be honest. Like, I mean, you can't, I mean, you know, why change something that is already perfect, you know? Yeah. Oh, wait, George says he thinks it's horrible. Ooh, okay. Oh, about the talking about the okay, so I'm a little bit behind. Yeah, so about the Najee Harris stuff. Yeah, there's a police report stating that he had minor injuries as when transported to the other people who were injured, but no other details have been released. That's crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah, so he was saying horrible about the Roman candles, probably. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, stick with the bottle rocket roars. That's what's up, right? Mark Davis. Yeah. By the way, have you ever guys seen that video about there's like this city in Greece or like where like there's a river splitting in between, and there's like two churches, and they shoot rockets at each other at each church, and like they try to hit the bell, but they launch like literally hundreds of rockets across that. I mean, I really want to go to that. That'd be awesome. It's out in Greece. They do it every year for Easter, and I'm like, man, that'd be dope. That's for sure. But they're not explosive rockets; they're just rockets, you know. Yeah. LOD says, did you see that Harbaugh was at the White House today? Yeah. Was he prepping for a Super Bowl appearance? Yeah, man. That's what it seems like. It's it's going to be well, that's an AFC Championship appearance because his brother was there too. But maybe he's trying to get into the good graces of Trump to get that propaganda boost going, you know. So like, yeah, I'll be honest, guys. I am kind of a conspiracy theorist when it comes to Super Bowl things and stuff, where it's like, well, you know, the way things can work in the meta is that the Chargers end up winning a lot of games because they're trying to push for these electric vehicle type stuff, you know. So like, I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts, you know. So I don't know. You know, because like, you know, you just think of this: the Patriots didn't start winning until after 9/11, you know. So because the Patriot Act happened, you know, like everyone was being patriotic, and the nation needed to have a bit of patriotism. Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. You know, so is it possible that Tom Brady was actually good, or was it just part of the conspiracy, just part of the whole meta? I don't know. You guys tell me. Yeah. So yeah. Thank you, Jen. Hit that like button. You know, that's what's up. Thank you, people. Thank you. Kiefer's asking a quick question. Any leaks on the new unis? I'm hoping for a slate or flat gray. Ooh, or with a satin yellow, metallic navy blue. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. There's not many leaks. There's been a couple of rumors going around where potentially it's going to be an all yellow jersey. There's been some people floating around the rumors that saying that it was it Jasir Taylor's cousin released to the world that Jasir told him that it was a yellow one or something. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's just a rumor though, you know, like, I mean, but then you see like the Rodney Harris promo video that he's going to be inducted into the Chargers Hall of Fame. They have that the modern era bolt with the white inside of it. So that could be a hint there. But man, I would love to see like that. I've seen some people do those concepts where it's a gray uni, and they call it like, you know, kind of the storm idea. I think that'd be pretty hard. I'd be down for it. So yeah, or a chrome navy helmet or a powder blue helmet would be sick. You know, so yeah. Miguel says, where did you get your lightning bolt chain? So this one I just got on Amazon. You know, nowhere special. Yeah. You know, I'll put it in the chat at some point with a link or whatever that y'all can get one too. So, but yeah, it's just a you know, freaking fake silver thing like that. You know, it's kind of I mean, I need to get a new one because it's all like you can't really see, but it's definitely rubbed off and stuff like that. You know, so it's not really real silver. But yeah, I just got it on Amazon. I think by like $20 or something like that. You know, so yeah. Hey, what's up, Brad? How you doing? What's up? Let's see. Miguel's predicting the jerseys will not be any different from current jerseys other than color scheme. Don't expect much. Hey, you know what? And that's fair. That's totally fair. Like I said, I don't expect too much to happen either, so yeah. Yeah, but I think if anything, it'll be a modern refresh of something that we've seen before. Like, that's kind of what I'm saying. So Brad's just saying he's want the blue helmets back. Yeah, well, definitely. I want those navy helmets back, or baby blue helmets would be dope. Yeah. Baby blue with chrome blue helmets, sunshine yellow accents. Whoo! Yeah, baby. Let's go. Roland says, you guys think that Trey Harris will outperform QJ? I have a feeling that the union uniforms will be gray with the yellow bolts on the outlines. Hey, that's what's up. Yeah, so I think that it's a very big possibility that Trey Harris will outperform QJ, at least for first year situations, So I think Trey Harris, like, his first year will be greater than QJ's first year, So that's kind of my thoughts. Yeah. But I do feel like, Trey Harris has all the ability and all the opportunity to step up and take over that role as well. So that's competitors welcome, my guy. But competitors welcome. Hey, George, you forgot about snakes. It's not, you can't have sparklers without the snakes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, you know what? Here, original Surfer Bob. Yeah, no, I agree. I think Harbaugh going to the White House with his brothers is freaking awesome. And this could be another hint. Another hint, guys. Is this a hint that the new jersey will be a whiteout type jersey? Could it be that iced white we've seen, where it's a white jersey or majority, but then it's a powder blue bolt and numbers and stuff like that? Is this that the Superman variant that we've been seeing in the concept? It's like that White House thing. Is that a hint that we're getting at? Ooh, I don't know, guys. That could be pretty interesting. You gonna do running with the bulls? Hey, maybe I might do that one time. Actually, no. In Spain, I really want to go to the La Tomatia festival, where like they bring all the bunch of trucks out with a bunch of tomatoes, and just everyone in the streets just throwing tomatoes at each other. Like, me and my brothers have been talking about doing that for years now. And I think it happens like in August, so it's like coming up pretty soon. And yeah, man, I would love to go out for that, man. That'd be so fun. Yeah. Miguel says he ordered his Blue Chew cases from Amazon Prime. Hey, it was Prime Day. He got a discount. You got to be ready. I can't really do that too much yet, but I'll be ready and bolted up on. Hell yeah, man. That's what's up. Yeah, I love America First. Yes, what's up? Los Angeles Chargers info says no gray. Yeah, no gray. Okay, yeah, it's all good. Powder blues all 17 games. Let's go. That's what's up. Who is Weiss? What's up? I don't know who Weiss is. Harbaugh likes the powder blue. I want no more yellow pants and all powder blue. I mean, I can see that too. It's like, to be honest, I really do like the yellow pants. But I do admit I like the white pants a little bit better. But I just kind of say this though too, is like, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the all white, because then, like, the big old boys, they just look like Pillsbury Doughboys out there, So it's like, that's just crazy to me. Yeah. So, yeah. See, yeah, good old Los Angeles Chargers. It says he's adamant no gray. Yeah, I understand. No chrome. Okay, you didn't want the chrome either. That's all right. Let's see. Gray unis would ruin the Blue Chew experience. Hey, it's very possible, Miguel. Yeah, silver and black, gray and turd. I can see that. Yeah, silver and bleak, gray and turd. Yeah, okay. Gray and tired. Or tired. That's what you're trying to say. Nice. Yeah, so who's going to Brazil? Like, drop it in the chat if you're going to go out there. Like, I know, like, it sounds like there's a whole bunch of people from Thunder Alley going out there. That'll be awesome for sure. Let's see. Najee already got injured. That's for sure. Yep. Bring on the briefs. Need Patrick Mahomes to be a beat again. Okay, so gray or yellow jerseys. You can only choose one or go commando. I would go yellow as opposed to gray, because gray's just never really been something with this, like that's way too out there. But I would do a yellow, like a Bolt jersey, I guess like that, like over a gray. But in a lot of ways, I'm not a huge fan of either one of them. It just wouldn't be that, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that's cool stuff, thoughts about the jerseys. So thank you guys all for your thoughts there, So, but I want to get into the big one coming up here. So let me just pull this back up here, right here. So coming up, guys, this is the month in July. We have our first Chargers preseason game experience, and that's the Hall of Fame game. And I know I'm starting to see a bunch of like posts about like watch parties and stuff like that, So the Southern California Thunder Alley is doing a Charged Up Bolts are putting on a what's it called? A watch party with a Bolt Pride Los Rayos over at OG's Sports Brew House and Pizza in Fontana. So it'll be pretty good. And apparently it's going to be Tina's birthday party. So everyone go out there and say hello and happy birthday to Tina. Buy her some shots or buy her a drink or whatever the heck she wants to do. Just hook it up, for the Bolt fam and stuff like that. So, but it's going to be a good time. Honestly, like that's the biggest thing that I miss. That I miss about being in LA is just being able to go to these watch parties, man. I was like, man, because even if I can't be there's no game or something like that, and it's not there in LA, I am gonna miss just going out there to these watch parties and just having a good time, being surrounded by a bunch of the Bolt fam, just having and just stoked on the game and just cheering with everybody. It's such a bummer that I'm not going to be able to make it out to these kind of games. But if you guys are out there, man, go hit it up. I'm sure there's going to be more, but I'm just kind of posting the ones that I see as they come. So however, so we'll say this though, guys. So the next there's another one. Oop, that's the wrong one. I went the wrong way. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about those people, but yeah, but there's another one here. So this one's put on by Electric Avenue, and this will be at, looks like the Chargers fan takeover in, where the heck is it actually going to be at? I can't even cut it right. And La Chuperia. Yeah, I'm probably butchering how to say it though, guys. So looks like it's going to be it's obviously in Los Angeles, 1145 North Mission Road in LA. Yeah, and so it looks like it's going to be at La Chuperia, and it's going to be some Mexican food there, but it's going to be a whole bunch of Chargers fans up in there, so it'll be awesome. Yeah, so do they serve Wiggins? I don't know if they serve Wiggins. Yeah, Chuperia. So am I saying it right? Just let me know if I'm saying it right. I'm probably butchering it, but so I'm sorry if I am. I'm sorry about that. Chuperia. Okay. All right. Anyways, but yeah, man. So there's a couple watch parties already starting to show up and trickle in. So make some plans to hang out with the Bolt fam. It's like, because look, guys, the bottom line is too is like, so I admit this. One of the biggest reasons why we started this channel was to unite and bring fans together, because I started getting tired of just watching the game by myself, and I wanted to be able to be a source of some way for people to get together, and just hang out, and just, like have a good time together, because it's way more fun to watch a game with other fans, I will say it's not, I don't think it's fun to watch the games with other fans of other teams or whatever, because then they get all kind of butthurt, whatever, they'll say some things and piss you off and stuff like that, then you want to punch them in the face, kick them in the ribs, and spit in their food and stuff like that, that kind of stuff. I'm not about that life, so I'm a very peaceful man, so yeah. Anyway, so Oh, okay. So sorry. Miguel says it's actually Chumama. Chumama. Oh, wait, no. Okay, wait. Do you, Mark's telling me no, it's Chalupa. El Chalupa. Okay, yeah. La Chalupa. Yeah. La Casada. Yeah, Casadia. Okay, all right. Philip says, you will not find me at the sucker bar. Okay, no worries then, man. It's all good. My best friend is a Chiefs fan. Oh well, screw your best friend then, man. So I'm just playing though. Honestly, it's totally fine like having friends of other teams or whatever like that. Obviously, you can't avoid it. Because there's fans of 31 other teams and stuff like that. So they're everywhere out there. So. Anyways, but so I was gonna say too. So obviously we got a couple. I was gonna chat briefly about the preseason game. So August 10th is the versus the New Orleans Saints game at SoFi. And just so you guys know, I may or may not 1,000% plan on being there. Actually, just kidding. I am 100% planning on being at that game. That's right, ladies. I'm gonna be at that game. And I'm going to be hanging out, and pretty sure me and my brothers, I know for sure James, I don't know if he's going to plan on going to the preseason game, but I know for sure I'm going. That is the final week of training camp, and I'm going to be at that those couple of days. So I'm so jonesing for it, man. I want to be out there for some Chargers football and stuff like that, so it sucks that it's going to have to be towards the end of this end of camp. But at least I'm going to be adding that preseason game to it as well and getting a little bit of a, pre-trial run of the Thunder Alley and stuff like that, so because I know it's not going to be a big game and, a lot of people aren't like super excited about it, but guys, honestly, preseason games are super fun. Like they are really fun to go to. So just because I know that the it's not an important game and like the best players aren't actually on the field or whatever, but it's still fun. It's still Chargers football and it's still, having a good time with your friends and stuff like that, So 100% I'm excited. So I'm going to go to that game. But then there's obviously next week after that, there's the August 16th game with the Rams, and then there's the August 23rd with the Niners. So I'm not going to be going to any of those games or whatever. So, but I know White Bolt Deadpool, man. Hey, man, I think that game is in San Francisco. I know you live kind of closer to that area, so you should go out there to it, man. You should go out there. That'd be good. Anyway, so that'll be pretty good. And I believe, though, there is possibilities of, I was going to get on this because on the note of the Rams, that there's going to be some joint practices with the Rams. And so, like, there'll be some scrimmages and stuff like that, so that'll be fun. Yeah. So, Najee got injured during the fireworks. Yes, he did. Now, because of that, and now Omarion's now the first string. Actually, maybe that's just it. Maybe Omarion was the one holding the Roman candle. He's like, whoops. Whoopsies. Yeah, here you go. Anyhow, guys, I mean, there's not much that I really want to talk about, else, but I guess, I'm going to pose a question to you guys. I'm going to pose a question to you guys here. Let me do this one here. So who do you guys think? Let me see. What are these questions here? Let me see. Let me think of a good question here. Okay, so I guess that's the thing. Okay, but someone was posing me I guess a question here. I'm just gonna say Will. I keep wanting to type it, but here you go. Yeah, I like this question. All right. Let's just do that. Let's just start with that. We talked about Najee Harris a little bit. Or not Najee. Harris. It's Trey Harris. But do you guys think that Quentin Johnston will have a breakout year this year? Like, obviously last year he did much better. But what is your guys' hopes and expectations for him to be, to be better this year. Do you guys think he's going to do much better? Because I'm actually thinking that he's going to do a much better job, and that's going to be pretty. I hope so, because I really think that they decided that they plan on using him the way that he needs to be played, and that's more in the short route, mid route, kind of game, like no deep routes. He's not good on the deep side. His strengths are in yards after catch, and you don't get that really on those deep yards so much. You get them more in the short game and the medium game. So that's kind of what I think. And so I hope that because we have Ladd McConkey, he might be a little bit more of a deep guy. Trey Harris might be more of a deep guy. And of course we have Mike Williams, who's more of a deep guy. So that could be what happens here, So like I would say, like if anything, I think Quentin Johnston may actually have a big one, a big step up this year. And I hope so. I really do hope so. Like honestly, like I like the guy a lot, and I think he has all the abilities and the physicals that we need and like. He just needs to keep his nerves in check, and get this thing going, So what do you guys think here? So let me see. Okay, okay. Oh well, here's another question though. Ricardo brings up. What do you think about trading QJ for Watt? On the note of QJ, for sure. Honestly, I would not be mad at it. At the same side, like, look, I believe in QJ, but I also do think that QJ, we could get some value out of QJ while we can, and that wouldn't be a bad idea. That would not be a bad idea at all. Like so, and getting Watt would be amazing. Because oh my gosh, look, just think about what he can do. On our defense, on this Jesse Minter defense, good night. I'll kind of counter your trade and say, why not we trade QJ for Scary Terry? Terry McLaurin or whatever like that with the Commanders or something like that. That'd be solid. That'd be awesome. Philip answers the question. Yes, he's gonna have a breakout season. Hell yeah. Okay, that's what's up. Thank you, Philip. Yes. Miguel brings the question. QJ will do better. QJ will not do better because more players will play and his stats will be affected. That is a very good possibility too. So I have high hopes that he will be able to step up in a bigger way. Of course, as always, I'm very hopeful. In case you haven't recognized it, like I'm very hopeful towards the team. So I think that we can actually see a lot more doing. Oh wait, we got Larry up in the chat. Hang on a sec. I gotta bring up his. Hang on a sec. Oh, where'd it go? You
gotta give him that hawk and spit on that thing.
Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, well, that's what's up. Good to see you, Larry. How you doing, my man? QJ will be used in what he does best. Mark Scott believes he is not Mike Williams or Trey Harris. I predict a more efficient year along with a good year from Mike and Trey, Gadsden and Conklin. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree, Mark, and that's exactly where I'm at. Like you and I are thinking on the exact same page on that one. I think, that he's going to be used better towards his strength this year. And so that's going to be freaking awesome, man. So good to see that. Thank you for agreeing with that, so you don't have to be a yes man. I want you guys to contend with me a little bit, like you don't have to be yes people. I want to see some people just like, hey, no, you're wrong. And I'm totally fine with people like, calling me out on my BS. Cause I'm like, I'm not the end all be all, you know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate it, hey, but don't be mean about it though. That's the only thing. Just don't be mean. Yeah. Hey, be nice, be respectful, that's how it is. That's how it is. Yeah. Kiefer's saying, I think Ladd is going to be, have a down season because they have more weapons. That's possible. And it's also possible because, people know what to expect of him now. Because obviously as a first year, it was always kind of crazy, people when people actually show up and perform amazing the first year, it's kind of hard to, it's like, okay, this guy he means business, so they got to prepare for him a little bit, So yeah, so that's very possible. Better year for passes to backs, yeah, for sure. Glad you're doing all right. Yeah, I'm doing good myself as well. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Me, no, yes, man. That's right. Yeah. So, thank you, Carlos, for the late 4th of July. What's up, my man? Roswell, coming in from Roswell, the alien capital of the world. Let's go. That's what's up. Anyhow, so I'm gonna say, reminds me, Trey reminds you of Zay Flowers. Okay, all right. That's what's up. I'm special with the Bowl Bros. He says, yeah. Okay, so now let's see. Hang on a second. Let's just pose another question here. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Big question here. Hey, how about this? Who? Here we go. Lead. Yeah, here we go. Let's do this one. All right, let's do this one. Okay, so last year, let's just pose this question to you guys. So, who do you think will lead in sacks this year? So, obviously, we know last year, Tuli Tuipulotu. We talked about this last couple of weeks ago, or I think it was even last week. That he was the sacks leader of the team with with half the amount of sacks that Joey Bosa had, or starts, or snaps, I should say, that Joey Bosa had, and he was a sacks leader. So who do you think is actually going to be the lead in sacks this year? Do you think Tuli can do it again, or do you think Khalil Mack might finish strong? Or do you think maybe somebody else, maybe Kyle Kennard can actually step up in a huge way? Well, I see Miguel actually throwing out in the chat a bunch of T's, so I think 1,000% that he believes will be out there for sure. Man. So then what do you got here? Oh, so we got Miguel's up in the chat saying, Tuli will lead T's in the chat. Will lead T's in the chat for days. That's what's up. So wait, how many T's did you put in here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 T's. So you think he's gonna have 7 sacks to lead the team all year? I don't know. Just keep throwing in the T's if you how many sacks you think he's gonna get. Hey, Bolt Babes up in the chat. What's up? How you doing? Good to see you guys. Well, that's what's up. Season's just around the corner. That's awesome. Yeah, man. So the Bolts will have the most cap space in 2026. Yeah, dude, we're stacked in 2026. We have like $115 million. That's crazy. Something like that. Crazy money. By the way, on that note, so I don't know if you guys saw, this is a quick little tangent, but let me get rid of that real quick. Quick little tangent, but there was a basketball player that the ownership actually held out to give him his contract extension until the divorce was final. It was like a $120 million contract extension or something like that, so it was a big old fat contract or whatever, but they waited until the divorce was actually finalized in order for the team to re-sign him and stuff like that, so, and I want with 1,000% think that that's going to happen for oh gosh. Oh, dang. Sorry, the Bolt Babes. That's so sorry to hear that. Oh, gosh. So sorry to hear that your cousin Teresa passed away. That is horribly sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, dang, man. Hey, everyone, show some love to the Bolt Babes for something like that. That's super awful to hear and super sad. That's never great, man. My condolences to the fam. For sure. That's crazy. Yeah. So, but Mark, yes, you're right. Here it is. This is their strategy: sign a player in a 1-year contracts and then extend them into the if they perform, and then they have a young team locked up. That's for sure. Yeah, and that's like I said too. It's like, so getting back on track of talking about the Chargers and stuff like that. But yeah, so we I believe Slater. That's what's going on with Slater. They will sign him to a contract, and they will do a situation like that with him too, because he's going. We all know he's going through his divorce, and I'm sure it's pretty messy right now because things are just getting kicked down the road and dragged out and stuff like that. So, but it's very possible, like that what Mark is talking about here, that the Chargers may give him a very brief and very short contract, just to be like, hey, here's your contract. You can play for us or whatever like that. But then the big one is going to come up right as soon as your contract is done. So that's what's up. So that's what I think was going to happen. For sure. Oh man, we're getting into some death chat here now. So sorry to hear Philip Hunter's mom passed away 2 Saturdays ago too. Jeez. Sorry to hear that, guys. Man, that is I'm so sad. I'm so sorry to hear this. Jeez. I know, like, it sucks, guys. I'm sorry, that all this stuff goes on, but man, like I have to believe, honestly, like the people that leave us behind want us all to continue to live our life and to be happy and to make right choices and to laugh, to love, and to, just to enjoy our life as much as we can. Because, like the biggest thing is like, when it comes to death, and, all of us, none of us know exactly when it's going to happen, when it could happen to any one of us, like, I mean, at any moment, like we can go to sleep one night and we just not wake up, we can, my uncle passed a couple months ago, not months, a couple years ago. I literally saw him for a family reunion. The next time I heard about him is that he had brain cancer, and it was just a few months after that, and then he was gone. It was a butterflied. You just never know. Yeah, he was older, or whatever like that, but like it's like I said, like we all have to enjoy our life as much as we can while we can, because if we don't, and life just passes us by, you're too conservative with your life or whatever, you just don't experience things, you don't do anything. Was your life really worth it? Like, I mean, did you live a life worth living? Really, so like, that's why, like, it just says, like, I don't say eat, drink, and be merry because tomorrow we die, whatever like that, but I would say, if anything, we all just have to recognize that, our time on this planet is not very long. And the more that we do, the more that we can show and prove to other people, how to have a good life, what kind of person that you can be, and being a good person to others and showing love to others. Because look, at the end of the day, all of our lives are super difficult. We all have such like we all go through so much garbage in this life, and it's not worth it to make other people like suffer because you're suffering, because they're probably going through something too that you don't know. And the fact is too, is like, I mean, life has only gotten harder as the time has gone on. And the more that you can do to just enjoy your life and to help others enjoy their life, that is 100% like the best thing that you can do in life right now. It doesn't have to be that you can, you don't have to, have tons of money, whatever. You don't have to have, tons of different things. You don't have to go to every single game. Or you don't have to have the best things in the world or whatever. You just have to have family. And that is one of the best things about this fan base that we have, is we have family. We have trust and we have respect, and 1000%, man. Like, and so being part of this community is a family. It literally is. And so I 100% expect all of us to treat each other like so. But I'm saying family on Christmas, not family on Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like, don't be yelling at each other over politics or whatever. That when your drunk uncle starts talking about something that you disagree with, or your cousin starts bringing up conspiracy theories and stuff like that. But it's not just the Bolt Bros family. It's the Bolt Bros Club. Because we all like to ride the BBC. You know what I'm saying? And just we like to, everyone likes to hang out with the BBC with us and stuff like that. It's the same. Love you too, Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh just shows up in the house. That's what's up, my man. Yeah. But yeah, and that's a good way to bring it to Philip. Yeah, it's like unfortunately, for both the Bolt Babes and for Philip Hunter, our loss is heaven's gain. Because I'm sure like your mom and Bolt Babe's cousin was absolutely wonderful people, and it's it's very unfortunate that this happened or whatever that so. Oh wait, yeah, it's a good point here. Do I have that? I see, like I told you guys, like all my sounds disappeared and stuff like that, so I gotta refine them again. It's like, here, hang on a sec. Let me see if I can find that one. So, here it is. Here you go.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Okay, I got it right here. But yeah, like I said, so when it comes to like the Chargers communities, like I said, it's just like Vin Diesel says. Here you go.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Yes, sir. We got family out here, But and that's what I mean, So yeah, we do. Yeah, we do need to make a BBC BBC shirt. And I think I'm gonna work on something like that. Actually, that'll be great. So yeah. So Coach, but anyway, so like I said, but look, I'll end this up with a little bit of a motivational kind of talk a little bit here. So like, I mean, because I listen to motivational type kind of speeches like most mornings, kind of to hype myself up to get into work and stuff like that, But there's so many things in this life that we all just don't understand, and the more that we try to understand, the more we don't understand even more, And all of us in this life, we're all trying to figure things out. None of us have all the answers. We are all literally just, like over-evolved monkeys flying on a rock in space that's flying around a sun that's flying around the center of a galaxy, and we're just kind of a small like speck on this whole spectrum of what it means to be alive. And the more that we actually think about that, the more that we dig into that, the more you just realize how, in a lot of ways, insignificant our own lives are, But the crazy thing about that is that, like, even though that's when you think of the grand scheme of things, that's how it is, but that's how our life is. It still doesn't mean that your own life does not have value. You definitely have value, because you can actually impact another person, just by saying hello to them, just by saying, I hope you're having a good day. Just by saying, like, hey, I like the way that you that hat you got on, or I like that shirt you got, like, I mean, like, what, like, things like that, like just random little things that you can say to somebody that just might make their day. You don't have to say, I know a lot of people say, oh, you can't tell people to smile more, you can't, but you can tell somebody a joke, maybe it's like, you can see like, oh, you like the Chargers. Hey, well, hey, you know what? I got a funny joke for you then, like you can tell them a joke about the Raiders or something like that, or you see a Raiders fan, you can tell them, you can shake their hand because you can thank them because they helped us get rid of booty stink. That's right. So those are some things that you want to say, so, but there's just a lot of things in this life. Like I said, so, but you gotta but the biggest thing is though too is you gotta understand something. If you want to get something done in life though too, you just gotta start trying to do it, and you just gotta start living your life, man. That's just kind of the biggest thing. We are all just kind of trying to figure out our life, and the more that you actually do end up trying to learn stuff and to trying to grow and stuff like that, the more you actually realize that you don't know, so. But yeah, I mean, I like this too there. Yeah, George, just at the end of the day, you just got to not worry and just be happy. Yeah. And exactly, Philip, life is hard enough as it is. So don't make it hard enough to be, to others. Just like you said here, just be kind and be positive, because that's all we really can do, but I admit there are some peoples that completely disagree with all this stuff. And they disagree, and they just want to make everybody else's life suffer, and just don't be friends with those guys. Just don't be friends, but maybe they need a friend at the same time. I don't know. Like I said, this whole conversation, we all don't know anything. It's possible that they just need a friend, and it's possible that they're just upset about everything and being rejected by so many people, and that's why they're a-holes. So maybe they just need a little pick-me-up as well, too. So there's so many different ways you can go about this. But there's just so many opportunities out there to make the world a better place. And that's what I believe people should try to do. Just try. And a lot of times it just starts with yourself. And that's the biggest thing. So, at the same, there's, like I said, I don't have all the answers. No one in the chat has all the answers. And I hope that, if anything, Jim Harbaugh has the answer to how to make the Chargers win, and and then we can actually all be able to die and be happy because we at least saw the Chargers win a championship before we passed on to the next life, or pass on into the ether, pass on into dust, passed on. And, into whatever the heck you guys want to believe on all this stuff, So anyways, guys, so we kind of went into the, into a different spot, that's kind of, that was not necessarily how I wanted to close the show, but I think that's a good place but at the end of the day, though, I wanted to say, it's look, guys, I love you guys. I love all of you so much. You guys are my actual family. That's why, we kind of, as, me and my brothers we're actually real brothers. But I do consider all of you guys, step bros and cousins and other brothers from other mothers. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and we will have to have we'll have a chat with you guys another time. But as always, guys, I like I said, thank you guys for showing up for the chat. Like I said, there wasn't much to talk about this week, but I felt like it was pretty good. I do want to. We'll be back on Sunday, and we'll be sitting there and talking about the some more stuff as well. I know we skipped last week, but we should be able to get into it this week, and we'll probably talk a little bit more about the training camp. We may have a guest on the show or two. I feel like it'll be really fun. We're kind of working with somebody and stuff like that, so we'll have a good time. So, all right, but yeah. As always, guys, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys all for the love. Please, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the video and share with your friends. If nothing else, maybe they need to pick up and they want to hear some of the stuff that I just had to say too, towards the end here. So maybe that could be something. So, but as always, guys, Bolt Bros, let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here, watching Bolt Bros podcast. Let's go.
Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night.